Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready to get your fix?
With the Wicks and John here on Fantasy Football Friday, and welcome to the show, whether that be on Facebook or on YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us. If you are, there's a lot to talk about today. I'd say for the most part, we got to talk. A lot of chaotic stuff going around in the NFL. We got to talk about last night's game. You know, the Chargers and the Chiefs went at it a little bit. An unfortunate injury that took place yesterday. That was pretty sad.
Yeah, I hate seeing that crap.
Yeah.
Put my stomach in knots.
It was really weird too, because like when he went down, it looked like a routine type of dive, and then all of a sudden he went down and like his body just kind of went like this, and his arms just went up, and I was like, okay, he's joking. Like he's gonna pop right back up, like he's just like, fuck, I missed the ball, and he doesn't move.
Yeah, I mean that's probably a catch that he's made since he's been a little kid on the playground. Just one little moment like that can change your whole career. And hopefully he bounces back from it. Hopefully it's not a long-term lasting injury. I'm not sure if there's any updates of what exactly happened. If it's just a concussion, because I know that's a sign of a bad concussion when you get knocked out and your arms go up, lock up, like you see fighters do that a lot. So hopefully it's something that he can recover pretty quick from. There's no neck injury involved.
Yeah, I think the latest update I seen was like he was like up and at him. His vitals were all good and stuff. He just has a pretty bad concussion, basically. I think is what came off. And so I'm glad there's no neck injury or nothing like that, because I mean we've seen Ryan Shazier for the Pittsburgh Steelers with that unfortunate incident as well. So T's and P's to him and his family. I'd assume he's gonna be back ready to play football whenever that is. I mean, you have no clue, obviously. It's going to be a couple weeks, maybe the rest of the season. But it'll be interesting to see if he comes back. If the Chargers make that playoff push, obviously they have a chance to do so. And they're currently in the playoffs. If the season were to end today, they'd be in it, obviously. But COVID has really swept through the NFL as of late. I mean,
yeah, it swept through the world. I mean, look at your jobs and stuff. I mean, it seems like it's hitting hard. And we kind of expected this once winter came around, but
that's when viruses thrive.
Yeah, it just sucks for these, especially in the NFL. There's only one game a week for each team. And it's really hard to push things back because the Super Bowl is on a set date. And then you have to push that back. But it just really sucks because that's your week. That's really all you get. So I don't know how they can postpone games and then have it tie into the next game without postponing the entire season and postponing the postseason. It's a very difficult thing, I would think.
Yeah, I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because I don't like it that they've had to move games this week. At first I was like, okay, I understand, like, you really can't control this. But at the beginning of the season, before the season was even a thought, basically, like it hasn't started at all, the NFL said, look, we are not moving games. If you have a COVID-19 outbreak in your facility and there's way too many people to have it, you got to forfeit. And they're going against their word. Now, I don't know if it's because obviously it's a massive outbreak already, and that's obviously due to the Omicron variant or whatnot, but at the same time, there are certain teams that are way more affected than other teams at this point in the season. And when the NFL says, look, if you got COVID problems, there's protocols put in place for you guys to be safe, do your thing, and if you guys have a COVID-19 outbreak and you can't play, you're forfeiting. And that should be the case on a lot of NFL players on the teams, like the Raiders, like the Seattle Seahawks and stuff like that. They're like, well, this is a disadvantage for us because, like the NFL said, they would have to forfeit that game. They should not.
And that's such a tough situation because if these players are vaxxed and they're following every single protocol that the NFL set in place and they're doing everything that they're supposed to, but they're still getting in and there's still an outbreak, how can we penalize these players for that, for doing everything that they were supposed to do and it's still not working?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's very weird. And I think Logan, who's not here with us on this Friday, he sent a tweet that said all of the Browns players are completely vaxxed that have the Omicron variant. And it's a really weird situation because I know, at least I've heard, like, if you get the vaccine or whatever, it's not going to stop you from getting it. It's just going to stop you from...
It's more of a treatment.
Yeah, it basically is more of a treatment, if you can look at it that way. And, I mean, a lot of them are asymptomatic. I think, like, it's a high number that's asymptomatic. At least I think it was, like, 95% or something like that. It's just like, okay, these guys aren't showing symptoms. Yeah, they have it, but a lot of these guys are professional athletes. They train every single day. Their lungs are able to hold it, and I get it. Like, you don't want to affect the fans. You don't want to affect people who aren't vaccinated and stuff like that. But now we're going back with, oh, we all have to wear masks. We have to, no groups bigger than 3. Nobody can come in or out of the hotel. We can't leave at a certain time. I don't like it. Because you're going to get it. Like, it's just plain and simple. It's just how your body kind of fights off that virus, I guess.
Yeah, it's such a tough situation. I wish it was over with. It sucks, but it's just something we got to kind of go with the flow with, adjust to, and, let the big brains figure that out for the NFL.
Exactly, and I think
I'm
the
not
big
smart
brains...
enough to try deciding
like what's the right decision, basically. Like, yeah, I get, like, the Browns and Washington and the other teams. I get that they're like, what do you want us to do? We don't want to go out there with our third stringers and play against a bunch of first stringers. Like, that doesn't help us.
So it'd be different if there's a bunch of unvaxxed players that, and you look on the cameras, they're not wearing masks and they're just being careless with it. But if they're following all the protocols, it's really hard to punish that team.
And I wonder if, like, being that a lot of these, or the majority of them, are vaccinated, that's the reason maybe they didn't force them to forfeit the game. Maybe that's the reason they kind of pushed it back and postponed it. Because, hey, yeah, they're vaccinated, they're asymptomatic. And I think now the protocol is, or one of the protocols is, so Baker Mayfield, this is like an example. I think I've seen this somewhere, but Baker Mayfield is vaccinated. Apparently, he has 5 tests, I think, in like a 24-hour span or something like that. As soon as you test negative, you're good to go. Like, as soon as you test, you have no COVID, no nothing, you're good to go, or your body's fought it off to an extent. You can go right on the playing field. It's no more 10 days this, 10 days that, or no, like, quarantine. So I understand, like, they're trying to figure it out a little bit better, but if you're asymptomatic, like, it's basically like you have the flu with no symptoms, basically. You don't feel like shit.
It's so weird because you can still spread it, but if 95% of the players are asymptomatic, I mean, what are we doing? I don't know how to handle the situation.
No. And it'd be really interesting, too, to see, like, since they are asymptomatic, they are vaccinated and stuff like that, yeah, you can spread it, but, like, does it affect their playing? Like, can they run? Like, how well can they run? How well can they, like, how much power do they have and stuff? Has it decreased a little bit because they have this virus? I mean, it's wild. It's a wild world we're living in at this point. I mean, I think it's just going to keep evolving and adapting. I mean, the virus is, when this first came out, it's all like, oh, it's only going to survive through winter because that's where the viruses thrive. Once it's the summer months, it's going to die out. And it sort of kind of started to die out a little bit, but there's always these new variants, the Delta, and now the Omicron. And it's just like, okay, well, when is it going to stop? Probably going to be here for the rest of our lives, if I had to assume. I mean, it's going to be tough to take that and get rid of it, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's just something we're going to have to deal with, for sure, and just kind of...
It's like all the other diseases.
Exactly.
You just gotta work with it.
Mm-hmm. It's like the influenza A, influenza B. They got these different shots and stuff to kind of stop it. It doesn't mean you're gonna not get it or something like that. So, but that was the COVID has swept through the NFL. I'd assume more changes are going to be put in place. More game changes are going to happen. Like this week, we've had 3 games already get moved. So it'll be interesting what they do with it next week with the teams they had to move to later in the week. Because if you don't know, the Las Vegas Raiders Cleveland Browns game that was supposed to be played tomorrow has been moved to Monday. They will be playing at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or I think 5 p.m. like Central Time or whatever it is, maybe 4 o'clock, something like that, before the Vikings Bears game. And then the Rams Seahawks game, as well as the Washington Philadelphia game, has been moved to Tuesday, basically because they play on Sunday, and I believe one of them played at noon. I think it was Washington Philadelphia was going to play noon on Sunday, and the Rams Seahawks were going to play at like 3:25-ish, I think, on Sunday. So you have to move it back a little bit further. So those people that do have the virus are able to kind of get it out of their system and see if they're actually ready to play football. See if they produce a negative test, and then they can come back on the field. Now they're at full strength.
Yeah, I think another discussion was like if they are asymptomatic and they're vaxxed, do you let them play? But it's like, if I'm a coach of another team and nobody has it, I'm not going to want to play a guy that's asymptomatic.
Yeah,
I don't care, because I do not want that shit in my facility.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's such a tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're not doctors, so it's like you just got to kind of roll with the punches, and we can only do what we can do with it, I guess. It's a very shitty situation. Yeah, COVID is just... basically, fuck the world. I mean, it is just it's interesting, but we got to get to some stuff around the football. Let's start off. Are you ready to get your fix? We got to talk about the Chiefs and Chargers game last night. The Chiefs ended up beating the Chargers 34-28, and that was the final in overtime. The Chiefs moved to 10-4 on the season, where the Chargers moved to 8-6.
They lost by 6 points.
6 points.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting, right? Brandon Staley decided not to kick a couple field goals, in which he probably should have. I remember there was
3 plus 3, 6, ain't it?
Let me do math with you. 1, 2, 3, 3. Yeah, that's 6, I think. Yeah. Huh.
Strange.
Weird. Yeah, they could have a tie game. Yeah. They probably could have
maybe
actually...
some momentum differences there too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if he does those field goals, this game doesn't go in overtime. Yeah. They win this game 34-28 instead of 34-28 Chiefs. Yeah.
Really weird how that works.
Yeah, right? Weird how that plays out. But, I mean, I don't blame him. There was one 4th and goal. Yeah, God, it was like 4th and 2 right next to the goal line, basically. And I was like, it was right before half. Yeah, it was tied 14-14 or something like that. Maybe 14-10. But I was like, do you go for 2 here? Or, I mean, do you go for the 4th down and try to get a touchdown? Because they don't get the ball at half, give them a little bit more momentum, make it harder on the Chiefs to kind of score. And I was like, it's an iffy situation, but at the same time, I mean, you go up 7 points. Yeah, it was 14-10. You can go up 7 points by kicking a field goal, and then you're still always one step ahead. You definitely should have kicked the field goal there.
Yeah, so, you had me watch that Al Michaels on Pat McAfee today. He brought up a really good point. You got to go with the feel of the game. It being 4th down right there, right before the half, you can either go in with the lead with 3 points, which is you're most likely going to make the field goal. It's not guaranteed, but you're most likely going to make it. You go in with the lead 17-14, or you try going for it, and yeah, you get it. Awesome. But when you don't, that sucks the life out of those players. Like now it's a tie game going into the half, and the other team, they ended the half on a goal line stop.
Yep.
Which is big momentum shift that I think really affected the outcome of this game.
Yeah, and I was also thinking too, because right when it hit 4th down, and I seen Justin Herbert kind of do his, listen to the coach thing. I was like, they're really going for this right now. I'm like, okay, let's fuck it, do it, go for it. Let's see if you guys can actually get it. And this is after a timeout, I believe, from the Chargers. And then right when they were about to hike the ball, the Chiefs call a timeout. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That was the universe telling you should kick the field goal.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Okay, go kick that field goal. Get it over and done with. Go up 7 points. You're good. How you doing? Keep it moving. And then Justin Herbert continues to stroll out onto the field. And I was like, oh, no. I'm like, this might not end well. And the Chiefs had a really good 3-4 stops there too, right, to make it a fourth down. I was like, this ain't gonna end well for Chiefs. But this was kind of a sloppy game, like for the most part, I guess. Like it was a good game, but it was a sloppy game. And I've been on this about the Chiefs for a little bit. Their offense seems to be really hit or miss. Like, yeah, they put up 34, and the game before that they put up 48, and they've been winning. But their defense is really what's kind of keeping them in games. Like they're causing turnovers. Like you see there, Justin Herbert had an interception. He also, I believe, had a fumble as well. So I mean, that's something you got to look at as well, too. And then Keenan Allen, the only reason he got that touchdown and that 78 yards, he would have ended or should have ended the game with 64 and no touchdown. Like I just don't understand how I don't know what I'm going at right here, but. I just think, the Chiefs' offense needs to figure it out a little bit more. And they got Travis Kelce going and Tyreek Hill. I mean, I think Tyreek Hill put up 151 yards. Wow. And Travis 191. I mean, you see Patrick Mahomes, 410 yards, 3 tutties. It was literally a back and forth game right from the get-go. I mean, opening kickoff, too, was just fucking, I mean, he almost housed it, tripped over some grass. He was just running a little too fast, obviously, but I was like, okay, we're going to have a game. Yeah.
Good for Travis Kelce.
Yeah, right? And after having back-to-back really shitty games, and he comes out, he's like, you know what?
Not today.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of that probably had to do with how well the defensive backs are for the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they have a pretty solid pass defense, if you will. So I think that was a big reason why they had to kind of go to Travis a lot of the time. He's bigger, and it's going to be harder to bring him down. So, but Tyreek Hill, with his speed, I think they did a lot of, or tried to do a lot of like reverses and stuff like that. And, I'm trying to get him into open field, because in open field, I mean, that man is see ya later, basically. Like, he is just a freak of nature, but it was a good game, and I do have to address this. So last night I was having a few cold ones with Logan Starson, friend of mine, roommate of mine, friend of the show. He told me, actually, he got two little things here. So the first, during the show yesterday, we were talking about the Chiefs, the Chargers, what's going to happen. And Logan says, I got my man Herbert, the pervert, to win this one. And Keenan Allen's going to have 75 yards and a touchdown. He had 78 yards and a touchdown. So that was a big one. I was like, God damn. I'm like, okay, sounds good. How you doing? Keep it moving. And then all of a sudden, the second bet. So we were pretty tuned up, we were riding the bus with some cards or whatever. And Logan's like, how about this? He's like, you owe me $5 if Keenan Allen gets 100 yards and that touchdown. And I was like, okay. I was like, you have to ride the bus then if he doesn't do that. It was close. There was one play where Justin Herbert just fucking launched the ball, and Keenan Allen was wide open, basically. You could argue it might have been a pass interference. It might have not have been. I don't think it was. There wasn't really much of a shove. But he basically just fell and missed it. If he catches that, he has 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, basically, tonight or last night. So good. Kudos to Logan for actually calling that out. I mean, the 100 yards weren't quite there, but he was damn close, only 22 yards away. But 75 and a touchdown was his guess, and he ended up with 78 and a touchdown. So that's actually really accurate. Was not sure that was going to happen. But Herbert didn't get the win, so that's one part that he got wrong. But
should have.
Yeah, should have won. Definitely should have won. I'm glad we said the Chiefs were going to win, though.
Yep.
We did say that. I don't know what Logan picked. Do you remember what Logan picked? I think I have his game picks here. Yeah, he picked Kansas City. All right. So that's good. Hey, we all picked Kansas City. They got the dub, so we're all 1-0. And how about that 12-2 pick'em week you had last week? That was fucking.
I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, it was good guesses. I guess.
Yeah, very good guesses.
Kind of just went with my gut. I did it pretty quick. I feel like this week's not going to be as good because I was thinking really hard, and when I think really hard, then I fuck it all up.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a good week. I thought I was going to do a little bit better after that last game, but who was the last game last week on Monday?
Oh, Bears Packers.
Oh no, I got that.
No, that was Sunday night. Monday night was
was it the Chiefs or something?
No. Because then they went to play Thursday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Who the fuck played Monday?
Let's see here.
That's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I really couldn't fucking tell you. For some odd reasons.
Arizona. I picked Arizona.
Oh, the Arizona and the
Rams
Rams.
ended up pulling it off.
Yeah, I was the only one who picked the Rams. How did I forget? But that was one game you got wrong, and the only other game you got wrong probably should have been right. So you probably should be 13-1. It was fucking the Bengals Niners. The Niners ended up winning. We all picked the goddamn Bengals. Thanks for that that kiss there, Matthew Jensen.
I think if we run the tape back, I say that I wanted to pick the San Fran. Like had a little gut feeling that they were going to keep the momentum going with Jimmy G.
Yeah, they've been rolling.
And it was a very close game.
Went into overtime. That was a fun game.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah, 12-2. Probably should be 13-1. Could have ended 14-0. When I was counting the games right after noon, and I was like 9-0 already. I was like, good God, I'm like, he ain't gonna get any of these wrong. And then I looked,
ESPN ain't got shit on getting your fix.
no, nothing. They ain't got nothing. I think our record here. Let's take a gander. So total, these are the total records since week 6, for all of our picks. I am currently 81-45. John closed the gap tremendously this past week, and he's 76-50. And well, Logan, I mean, hopefully it gets a little better. You're still trucking up there. You have more wins the past couple weeks than you do losses, but he's 58-60. So that's pretty good. We're all trucking up there, getting. I mean, shit, we're better than.
Most of those guys on TV.
Yeah, most of them, that's for sure. Probably the majority of them, I'd say. That's for damn sure.
Love their hot takes.
Yeah. Like Colin Cowherd and his hot takes, and especially Skip. Skip was on the Tom Brady documentary, episode 4, like fucking 20, 25 times. Just saying, like, a bunch of nonsense, like, they're not going to win, or they're not going to do this, blah, blah, and they go out there and do it.
I'm sure you can make one of those videos with Skip where he's arguing with himself about the same issue.
Oh, I'm sure. That would be gold.
Yeah.
Skip.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, that'd
He
be.
probably contradicts himself more than
Oh, yeah, well,
anybody. Hey, man.
there was someone, I think it was on Pat McAfee's show, where they were talking about this situation. They were basically just like, what did they say? There are certain, like, somebody's like, I really like what you do, Pat, blah, blah, and stuff like this, and you're different from everyone else. It's like, there's certain ways to do this, like, to host stuff, and Skip's certain way, and a couple other people around, like, you know, obviously all the broadcasters, they're all about their hot takes. All about the hot takes. They don't care, like, if it goes the opposite way. Like, they could be completely against one team one week, and then the next week they're completely for that team, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Trying to ruffle the feathers a little bit.
No regards for momentum or any sort of thing. They just look at analytics or whatever. The stuff that, if these guys weren't humans, it would probably be right. But they are humans, and there is emotions, and there is weather, and there is all these things that you need to take into consideration when making these
decisions and, like, you know, all those different type of, So, but yeah, the Chiefs, pretty good win. They won in overtime. I mean, we're not going to see another tie, I hope, this season. I hope that never happens again. They got to figure that shit out. But 34-28, Chiefs take the dub over in SoFi Stadium. Week 15 is officially underway, and we have one game tomorrow. It should have been 2, and then we have Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So who knows this year? We could have the same scenario of what we did last year, where we had a game on literally every single day of the week.
That's a hell of a week.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm all for it. Shit, if we want to have a game Monday through Sunday or Sunday through Saturday or whatever, I'll go for it. I mean, that's all the merrier. But before we get to these games, we got to get to some fantasy football talk, where we kind of dive into our teams. We're almost into the playoffs. A lot of teams around basically the whole fantasy football atmosphere or whatever, or our fantasy football world. A lot of them might have already been in the playoffs, but we aren't. Week 16 is currently going to be our last week for regular season, and 17-18 we dive into the playoffs. But let's get at it here with AB taking on Logan Baumgart, huh? What are we looking at here? 19?
So far, full chub. He started Pat Mahomes, got 36.7 points with also Tyreek Hill, who has 32.8, has quite a strong lead over You're in Trouble, 69-19.
Yeah, that's huge. Who had? Let's see here. It's going to go back. So Patrick Mahomes with 36, and then Tyreek with 32. My God,
Yep, that's a good start.
that's a very good start.
Hawkinson, he's out, it says, so I want to take a look at that, Logan.
Yeah, definitely want to take a look at that. I think he is out due to COVID. I want to say, but I mean, I'd assume
That's
it's
a good
a
guess.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Logan, he's currently at the 5th seed. He had, let's see what his record is here. Let's see his record. 6-8?
Yep.
Okay. So not doing too bad. He is currently ranked 5th. We're AB. I mean, it's a bummer. Bummer he can't do any better than 19 points of this. I think, Keenan Allen should have, could have, and would have had a touchdown pass last night if it wasn't, I don't want to say it. I can't remember exactly where the ball ended. But, I mean, the ball just wasn't there, basically. But he definitely hucked the ball. I think it was closer to the ground where it was like, you can catch it, but, I mean, good luck, basically. So he could have had a touchdown pass. That would have helped his score out a little bit. But, I don't know, with Logan being 6-8, I believe, what, am I... Yeah, I'm ranked 3rd. Yeah, because you're 4th now because I beat you that one time.
Yep.
So and you're 7-7, so he has a chance. He has a chance if he wins this week and he lose, or if I lose, he has a chance to get back up to Jesus. Our playoff rankings could really just shift a lot.
I mean, you're both 7-7. It's going to be a banger of a week.
Because whoever loses, I feel like if Logan were to win and one of us loses, one of us are going to be 5th seed, basically. Or could be 5th seed. But obviously, whoever wins out of our game is going to go with the 3 and stay at the 3 seed, and the 4 and 5. So it's a big week. Not as big as next week is going to be, obviously. But that's Logan and AB's matchup right there. Let's go take a quick gander at Austin versus John Cole. Their lineup. Austin's currently kicking the dog shit out of J. Cole, 66.5 to nothing.
What?
Yeah.
John Cole hasn't had a player.
Yeah, he hasn't. Wait, hold on. How's he have? So, who's his quarterback? Justin Herbert, 25. Travis Kelce, 41 points. Okay. So, pretty decent, I'd say. Pretty decent. Yeah, and John, I mean, he has Jonathan Taylor. He's going against New England. That'll be good. So, he's been balling lately. Najee Harris going to get 20-plus carries. And it's just going to happen. Cooper Kupp, baller.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is
Chris Godwin, Kyle Pitts.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, you should put it up Amari.
He does?
What? I don't mind.
Really?
Yeah, it says A.J. Brown right there.
Maybe he wouldn't. Wow, maybe he switched it.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll go with this one because that's what he needs.
Yeah, because I took take in mind, folks. This is like at 1 o'clock that I went and looked at this and made these or did this screen video or whatever it is. So he probably could have changed it. But
Someone that's out.
yeah, yeah, exactly right.
Dingus.
What is? Yeah, what the fuck? Do your job, man. You're a fantasy owner. What is that? What is Austin's record?
9-5.
And John is 11-3.
Yep.
Ooh. So if Austin wins, John's obviously still gonna be first, but that's huge. That's huge playoff implications, not only for, I guess, for both of them. Because if Austin wins this week, wins next week, and
He
John
ain't winning
wins
next week.
Oh yeah, he is pretty huge. He ain't winning next week. Hopefully, Travis doesn't put up fucking 41 points. He might be good.
Yeah. I need to find a quarterback.
Who's your quarterback?
Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. They're both playing like shit. They're both banged up.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird because I don't know if I haven't really heard too much on Lamar Jackson. Other than he's listed as day to day. And Jalen Hurts, I wouldn't. Don't touch that, man. Well, who's he playing this week again?
Oh, it's Washington.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, the Dolphins. Oh no, I was looking at Tua that you were looking at picking up.
Yeah.
I don't think he. Who the fuck does he play?
The rank versus QB is last.
Oh, Jets.
Washington is.
Really?
Yeah.
And their defense has been kind of picking it up lately, too. Like, Kendall Fuller's been getting some interceptions. Like, their secondary's playing really well. What
He
happened?
ain't playing.
Oh, no. Oh, he was listed as questionable because they said Gardner, because of his ankle, Gardner Minshew would potentially get the start in back-to-back weeks again because of Jalen Hurts' injury. So, Gardner, if you get
Will no
Minshew,
longer play,
oh, go get Minshew. Go
Think
get
so?
Minshew Mania. Nah, I mean, well,
It's
against
facing you. That's why you want me to.
Oh,
I can
yeah,
see
that's
him
true.
doing terrible for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, he had a pretty decent week last time.
He did.
Last week.
Can you do it 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I honestly believe, like, he deserves a chance to start.
Yeah, I mean, his TD to INT ratio is like actually really, really good.
Yeah. Well, even when he was with the Jags last year and, like, the year before, I mean, Minshew Mania was a real thing. It's like, it's almost like the Cam Newton situation, where as soon as you bring him in and that just, what he can, the aura around him of what he's able to bring to
Cam,
him.
he had that really good week. The next week.
Yeah. I mean, well, it wasn't really too solid a week for him when he got those 2 touchdowns. But yeah, he's garbage. He is
He's
so
so
bad.
It's sad because I love him.
No, right? And to go back and forth, it means you're definitely not satisfied with what you got. You know.
Yeah, it's something like Minshew here. Yeah, 39 touchdowns, 11 picks so far in his career.
What's his completion percentage?
63.5.
QBR. Yeah.
They don't put the QB on here for whatever reason. Well, not his career one. But his rating is 94.4.
94.4.
Yeah.
So not bad. I mean, you're getting a really decent quarterback.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, he definitely, I think, deserves a
Who I
chance.
trust more, Gardner or Tua?
Yeah, Tua is playing the Jets. So,
Tough pick.
and the Dolphins are rolling. They've won 5 straight. They were at 1-7. Now they're 6-7, but they are coming off a bye week. So you got to think something's probably not going to happen, or you got to think something bad might happen. We also got to think they could.
Maybe.
Ooh, yeah, they're playing.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, in Atlanta,
31.
Yeah. Jimmy G might be a solid option, especially for this week.
And I got Debo. So. Is he playing?
I think because I have him on my lineup. But right there on your screen, that is currently the Austin and John Cole matchup right there. Let's move over to mine and yours matchup. The fixtures against the fantasy football team should be a good one.
Should be a good one. Jalen Hurts not playing, so disregard. Put Jimmy G there. Yeah, I won't let him risk it. I think that's going to be the safest. I think his floor is going to be the highest out of all them guys. Although Tua could have a great game, Gardner could have a great game, but Jimmy just a sound 18 to 20 points is what I'm thinking.
I could definitely see that, and especially with you having Debo there, he's going to get carries, he's going to get catches, so it's going to add that much, or that's going to add that. I can't even word that sentence. It's going to add that many more points, I guess. So, yeah, 18 for Austin Eckler. Didn't think he was going to go out and do that. He has been dealing with a little bit of an ankle injury lately, so I was kind of wondering or kind of curious if they were going to kind of limit him a little bit. They sort of kind of did a little bit here and there, but I mean, he
Rushing attempts, receptions, just one.
oh yeah, only like 59 yards or something
Oh
like
no,
that.
that's red zone party. My bad. Receptions.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, 12 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown. It's not bad. Not bad. I'm surprised Mike Williams only got me 7.
I had dropped him early in the year because he just fell off.
Really? He's been actually balling not too bad lately, or the last couple games, because Keenan Allen was hurt, obviously. But he could have had more last night. I think there was an opportunity, or probably 1 or 2 opportunities. Like, I think the one was where Keenan Allen threw it to him, where he probably could have scored. So if he scores, it
I had
helps.
him during these weeks right here.
Oh, the first
And
5.
then after these, I was like, fuck this. And
Yeah.
You probably picked him up right around this time.
I think I
around
did.
Pittsburgh. So, Yeah, he's been doing it.
And I think my bench is pretty much fucked at this point in time, if I had to guess. Looking at Zeke, the man who can't fucking run. Ezekiel, you need to figure your shit out. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, hopefully this week he can. Giants don't have very good defense against running backs. But I don't know. We'll see. 'Cause last time he played a bad defense, he had 16 points. Before that, he played a bad defense, had 20 points. So it looks like against bad defenses, I should at least get 15 points from that.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, with Dak throwing the ball as much as he does, it's going to be tough to do
He's
that.
going to get 8 points.
8 points.
So you got 7.9.
Oh, yeah.
On your flex. That's how I do it. I play back.
Oh, yeah, yep. We'll see if he beat him. All right, my quarterback beat his quarterback. Okay, man. Sweet. We win, and then you look at the score, and you're like, how the fuck am I losing? What's going on? But yeah, those are our fantasy lineups. Like I noted earlier, it's not currently the playoffs like there are. Obviously, those leagues out there. I'm currently in two playoff games this week. One of them I have the bye because I got the 2 seeds. So, I mean, I'm gonna win that one. There's no doubt about it in my mind. A bunch of chumps in that league. T's and P's to all you guys out there who are in that league. Probably going to suffer a great loss when you come play the fixtures because you're going to get your fix whether you like it or not. And then in my other league that I'm in the playoffs, I'm in actually the loser bracket because I finished with the second worst or third worst record in that league. I don't know what the hell happened there. But I did take out one person of playoff contention. Felt pretty good on that one. He's a little salty. It's my boss. So
Careful.
Yeah, I was like, and I didn't even know I beat him because I forgot to check before I went into work. And he wasn't there at all, and he ended up coming in to make his food. And I was like, hey. I'm like, did I end up beating you?
Like, shut up.
He just gave me that look like, listen, here, you little shit. So I think that's like $500, $600 on the line for that one if you get first. So,
Damn.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm definitely nowhere near that. I was projected third, had the 12th overall pick in the draft, so that fucking sucked. But it was good. It was a good one. But, yeah, I think we got to talk about this tomorrow's game. The Patriots taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Folks, it's going to be a banger. Prime time game.
Classic matchup. I remember the guys in their heydays with Manning and Brady. Oh,
In the RCA
I
Dome.
loved watching them. Just loved watching these two teams play. And now it's like that again because they're both good again. Both got solid defenses. Both got good quarterback.
Yeah, very good.
I mean,
pretty good. Pretty solid quarterbacks. Have you watched the new Tom Brady Man in the Arena at all?
No, I don't got anything to watch.
Oh, okay.
It's not on. It's not on my side.
Oh, yeah. I suppose, yeah, one of those. But no, you get to literally relive those days because they always talk about it. They're always showing, they bring up the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady record of them going back and forth. And
I love it.
this rivalry is definitely a big one. It's definitely a fun one. It's not even, they're not even in the same division. Like they're in the same
Just
conference.
almost playoff matches.
Yeah, exactly. AFC Championship game because it was either who's going to go to the Super Bowl, Brady or Manning. Let's figure it out. You're more likely than not it's going to be Brady. But it's a fun game. You see there the money line is plus 115 for the Patriots, minus 135 there for the Colts. And the Colts are currently 2.5-point favorites. I don't know if that's changed because, I mean, this graphic was made 4 or 5 hours ago. So, I mean, definitely the spread definitely could have changed. I can go take a gander here. But right now, what you're looking at is minus 2.5. It is still at minus 2.5. So, they expect it to be a close one. They expect it to be a shootout. I think I kind of do too.
Yeah, I expect it to be a close one. I'm pretty sure my picks here. Pretty sure I picked the Patriots just due to the matchup with the Patriots pass defense and run defense versus the Patriots going up against the Colts rush defense. I just think that it's a good matchup for the Patriots, but can they keep winning?
Yeah.
It's like Logan said, they gotta lose sometime, but do they?
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
is Bill Belichick going to take a rookie quarterback to the Super Bowl for the first time in NFL history? And then we got another dynasty on our hands, boys.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Today.
this is a very very weird situation with fucking what Bill's able to do with the team that he has. I mean, $160 million in free agency, close to that, is ridiculous. You knew right then and there that he was not going to go fucking 7-9.
Yeah.
Like he did last year.
Yeah, I got the Patriots coming out on top, right? Really close game. It's going to be. Could be wrong.
Yeah, definitely could be wrong, and that kind of can lead us to our Game 15 game picks. So John's game picks are not up there
Who did you pick for that?
because his haircut was.
Oh.
I mean, the
Took
guy
way
who,
too long.
yeah, the guy who
That
cut
was
it took forever, but yeah, fucking looks clean as shit.
Sure.
You do your beard too or no?
No, he did. Just didn't trim it out. I don't know if people longer.
Yeah, more
It's
moisture
winter.
for the winter. You know, extra warmth there. But John, you said you got the Patriots in this one.
Yeah, I am picking the Patriots. Just got to ride the momentum. Got to ride Belichick. Got to freaking. I like the matchup for him.
It's definitely going to be a good matchup. Just because I feel like they're two very similar teams in the way they play. They're definitely the teams that ride that momentum, and once they catch fire, it's hard to put them out.
If the Patriots' rush defense wasn't as good as it was, then I'd probably pick the Colts because the Patriots' pass defense is so good.
Yep.
So I don't think that they're going to be able to pass against them. But do I pick against Jonathan Taylor because he's a beast. He can make a good rush defense look bad. So
Exactly. Yep.
who knows what happens in this one? It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. You see, Logan there has the Colts. I have the Patriots, and Logan has the Colts because, like John just mentioned, he said the Patriots got to lose at some time, and I feel like definitely this would probably be one of those games. And if they do lose, they can have a big bounce back week against the Bills, who they play next week, and that's the last time they play the Bills.
I think that might be the one.
Yeah, it very well could be. And if they lose, whatever. I mean, the Bills have kind of lost a couple games since then. Are currently 7th place in the wild card or in the playoffs. So they were first at one point.
What the hell happened to the Bills?
Yeah, I don't know. I could not tell you. But
Sad.
my Super Bowl pick is looking worse and worse as the weeks kind of go on. But
Yeah, Browns. I've been wrong on that one.
yeah, Browns are gonna have to figure it out a little. They're playing solid or a little bit better. I guess this
They
week
are,
were.
but now they got hit with freaking COVID at the worst time
Oh
possible.
yeah.
The absolute worst time.
Yeah, that's one.
Sad.
Like COVID now. Like why couldn't this happen like a month ago?
Week 3.
Yeah, week 3 would have been good. COVID protocols would have been better. Players would have been healthier. Your 90 days of being immunized or whatever you want to say. Then you don't have to worry about it. But now we got to worry about it going into the playoffs as well, and that's going to be a very interesting situation when the playoffs hit. Does this Omicron variant still cause all these COVID positives?
Yeah, is this going to screw up? Like, are teams that probably shouldn't even be in playoffs going to sneak in there? And then once we get to the playoffs, if one of the better teams gets both, are we even going to get a legit Super Bowl this year?
Exactly. I mean, who knows? We could be seeing a Super Bowl that is supposed to be played in Los Angeles not be played in Los Angeles this year because their restrictions on COVID-19 and stuff are that much more strict, and like you have to have your vaccination card, and like they don't want to spread it too big because there's a huge amount of
Backup plan? Is it Vegas?
No, so Vegas did get the Super Bowl for 58. Super Bowl 58 is in Vegas, but what I'm assuming is they'll do next year's Super Bowl location for this year, and then this year's Super Bowl location
So
next
next
year.
is
I think it's
it Arizona?
yeah, I think it might be Arizona, but I think you're right. I think it is Arizona. Right, I guess Super Bowl
57.
57. Yeah, I think I don't fucking know. They need to go away from those goddamn Roman numerals. Just put them there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be playing Arizona next year.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, we could very well see that. A warmer place, a little bit, I mean, I guess not a warmer place, pretty similar in warmth, I guess, maybe over there. So, that'll be interesting. So, those are our Saturday picks. There's only one game, obviously, tomorrow. So, it'll be a fun one. I'll try to watch this one. I'm actually going to watch this one. I'm going over to a buddy's house here to have a few cold ones. Haven't got to see him in a while. But I'm also going to be watching the Jake Paul and Tyron Woodley fight that fucking takes place tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow?
Yep.
Nice.
Frank Gore and Darren Williams are on the undercard. Mm-hmm.
Gotta work. But is there a no knockout clause for this one too?
Jake Paul said that he will give Tyron Woodley, I think, $100,000 if he knocks him out.
Tyron's gonna knock the shit out.
Oh,
of him. He was supposed to last time, but there's no knockout clause. I think that he fucking didn't know how to do that.
Like, well, I mean, it's just
so
like,
hard, you wobble him and you're like, oh my god, let up.
yeah, like, or like when you're like wrestling and you're about to pin him and the ref's like, can't do
Go
that.
that arm.
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
Whole momentum change, but yeah, I think they're gonna split 1-1 against each other.
It's gonna be. I got Woodley as well. We're gonna have to see a Jake Paul Tyron Woodley 3 for sure. That's definitely play that. Especially if Woodley
Unless someone
goes.
gets knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, right. So let's move to our Sunday noon games. We got 6 of them here because one of them got flexed out. So we'll start here right off the bat with the Carolina Panthers taking on the Buffalo Bills. Logan and myself have the Buffalo Bills. Look, Cam Newton, Carolina Panthers, they can't figure out their fucking quarterback situation. Cam stinks. PJ might be okay, but the Bills, they've been struggling, and I don't think they struggle this one.
I got the Carolina Panthers losing this game to the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I just don't think that Carolina has what it takes to beat the Bills, and the Bills really need to start getting shit together.
Yeah, they do. And it's a good game to do that.
Yep.
Especially right before you play the New England Patriots. You got to build that momentum, get it up there. So, yeah, that's a good one. Next one, we got the Arizona Cardinals going to take on the Detroit Lions. Logan and I also have the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, the Lions got a lot of fight, okay, but the Cardinals are all healthy. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are healthy, which DeAndre Hopkins is not. He's out for the rest of the season, probably going to be back postseason because of a MCL or a torn MCL or something like that, or a sprained knee, one or two. But I still got Arizona. They're a good team.
Yeah, I got Arizona too, and if the Lions do pull this off, give Motor City Dan Campbell coach of the frickin' year if he pulls this game off.
Right?
Because how could they? But it's the NFL.
I think he should definitely be a fan. Even though their record's 1-11-1, this man is, I mean,
The team loves him.
like, you literally want to run through a brick wall for him. Like, even Teddy Bridgewater said that there was some press conferences where or meetings and stuff that you'd be talking, or he'd be talking and motivating them, and then you'd literally walk out of the room, just want to fucking go hit somebody for no reason, just because he had that much energy to give the team. So, oh yeah. So Arizona Cardinals for all of us on that one. Let's move to the Jets going to take on the Miami Dolphins. Logan has the Dolphins. I also have the Dolphins. They're riding a hot streak. Went from 1-7 to 6-7. The Jets suck. Miami's going to win this one.
Yep, I like Miami as well. And as I sit here and think, maybe Jimmy G is not my starter next week, and maybe it's two. We'll see. I don't know, but I do like Miami.
Yeah, especially going down in that hotter weather, the humidity for the Jets. It's going to be.
Where's
San Fran is playing at home against the Dolphins. So it'll be a good one, but we all got Miami on that one. Let's move to the Dallas Cowboys going to take on the New York Giants. Logan and I have the Dallas Cowboys. Same reason for a couple of these. The Giants stink.
Yep, I got Dallas.
Oh yeah, big game. We got the Titans taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Logan has the Titans on this one, and I can understand why. I picked the Steelers just because they damn near almost beat the Minnesota Vikings. They were getting the shit beat out of them, came back out of nowhere, got a dub. Didn't get the dub, but got really close in that one. And I think they're going to continue to use Najee, and I think Chase Claypool, he's going to be a little bit more smart, or he's going to be smarter this game, hopefully. I mean, he's got some issues to figure out.
Every freaking game or something. He's not.
Just like Juju. I mean, obviously he's going to, when Juju was literally the guy who taught him everything.
Yeah, I say you're right. Juju and Chase Claypool, built to Deontay Johnson, because he's the one that fits
He's
Pittsburgh.
a stud, yeah.
Fits Pittsburgh. He's quiet, just goes out there and works his ass off.
He's the lunch pail worker.
Those guys are not.
No,
They
they're
need to be on, Rams. Los Angeles teams,
Or the
California
Jets.
teams, or
New York teams.
Get off the Pittsburgh.
Exactly. I think it probably will happen, especially if they get a good draft, but we can draft a wide receiver. I think
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones that come out of the draft now.
definitely.
Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson,
T. Higgins, like
C.D. Lamb,
Graham. There's a lot. Jalen Waddell is starting the ball now.
Finally.
Awesome, right? I wonder if he didn't like it at first, and he's like, "Oh,
and just embrace it.
yeah, just embrace it." So who do you got for that one?
I got Pittsburgh.
You got Pittsburgh too.
I do got them at home, and after that embarrassing loss last week, it was so close. You got to come out on top on this one. And Tennessee's been inconsistent all year long. They don't have Derrick Henry. If they had Derrick Henry, it'd be very easy to pick this game.
Oh yeah,
But without him, I just don't know who they are. And
exactly.
like you said on True Identity Tuesday, Tennessee Titans identity. Derrick Henry, he's not there. Wow.
Yeah, they're nobody, and they've been trying to figure out that running room, and they've been trying to pass more. But AJ Brown's been hurt. Tannehill's looking like the Miami Dolphin Tannehill that we knew. So I mean, yeah, they need Derrick Henry, and that goes for like if they make the playoffs and Derrick Henry is ready to play and he's ready to activate, because they think now he might be ready to roll come playoff time. So if Tennessee gets playoff berth, he could be ready to go and play. It just makes you kind of think too. Damn, he really healed that fucking fast.
What injury was it? What did he do?
I want to say it was a leg injury. I don't think it was a good one. Well, I want to say ACL, but I don't want to say ACL.
There's no way to recover that.
No, I don't think it was ACL. I want to say it was something severe. It definitely a season-ending injury. So, but he might be able to come back come playoff time. Let's move over to the Houston Texans taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Logan has Jacksonville, and I understand that because statistics say and history says that when a head coach gets fired, see you later, Urban Meyer, and the interim head coach comes in and takes over, who is Dan Bevel, 9 times out of 10, or most likely, that coach is going to win the ball game for them. But I had to go with the Houston Texans because Jacksonville is terrible, and I see a lot of upside in Davis Mills for the Houston Texans. At first, I was really kind of skeptical until I seen him ball last week. They lost, but his stats just showed me like, okay, he's capable of playing this league and capable of doing good things. So I got Houston.
This one I got Jacksonville. I mean, both teams suck. It's a really hard decision to make, but I just went with the home team, and after what you told me about history shows that you should bet after a coach is gone. Let's see what happens, I guess.
I might be the fucking Brandon Staley on this. Should have kicked the field goal, and I decided to go for a touchdown. So. But yeah, those are the Sunday noon games that we picked. Let's pick the Sunday 3 o'clock or 3:25 games. There's only 3 of them. One of them ended up getting flexed out to Tuesday. Nash really wants to get into the picks as well. He's just up in John's lap, basically. All right, you guys probably seen him on the show when he sniffed my door handle the other day. I noticed that when I was looking at the screen. I was like, oh, Nash made an appearance. Good for him. But we got 3 games. First one being the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Denver Broncos. Logan has the Broncos winning that one. I can understand why as well. With Cincinnati, kind of hit and miss. They lost last week in overtime to the 49ers. Probably should have won that game, but they made a good fight to come back. But I got Cincinnati. I just think they're the better overall team. And this is going to be a good game, I think, for the most part. But
yeah, should be a good game. I got Cincinnati as well. I mean, just the way Burrow and Jamar Chase connect, there's something about it that I really, really like, and it's hard to pick against them when they're not playing a really good team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if they play good teams, probably struggling a little bit more. So next game, we got the Atlanta Falcons taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Both Logan and I have 49ers because, look, Atlanta stinks.
Yeah, they do stink. I think I picked them last week to win, though. I think that they did.
Yeah, they beat the Panthers 29-27. Yeah, Panthers suck.
Who doesn't stink? San Francisco's kind of in that middle-tier team. that if the freaking Rams would have lost last week, they would have really closed the gap for the playoff race.
Oh yeah.
But I got San Francisco keeping it up and winning this week against Atlanta. Pretty easy, I think.
Oh yeah. So in the final game at 3:25, or that starts at 3:25, the Green Bay Packers taking on the Baltimore Ravens, who are without Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Obviously, I got to pick Packers. Rodgers.
You got to, and both Logan and I have the Green Bay Packers as well. It's going to be a fun one. If Lamar Jackson plays, it's going to be a closer game. But if he doesn't, I think, Tyler Huntley, he can ball. He looks a lot like Lamar Jackson, just kind of a little dumbed down a little bit. But Green Bay is going to win this. They're a tough team. They're the number one team in the NFL, in my opinion. You guys see my power rankings. They're the number one for the last couple weeks, and I think they're really, really hard to beat with Aaron Rodgers on the team, healthy or not healthy. If he's starting, it's hard to beat. Very hard to beat. But if he's not there, you've seen the Chiefs beat him earlier in the year, 13-7. So just fucking dimes. Down years for Aaron Rodgers is sometimes career years for other people. So
You're starting quote.
Exactly. So now let's shift over to Sunday night football, where we got one game. The New Orleans Saints going to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Me and Logan got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Saints are on a roll as of late, but with Tampa being healthy, Brady playing the way he is, Gronk's balling, it's hard to pick against Tampa Bay at this point.
Yep, I can't pick against Tampa, especially with Brady, the other guy out there. And but they got bad luck against that Saints team.
Yeah, they do.
But I still got to go with the Super Bowl contenders, the defending champs, Tom Brady, Gronk, those guys.
Godwin,
Yeah,
Mike Evans.
I don't think that they're going to be able to Saints aren't going to pull it off.
It's going to be a tough one. But Alvin Kamara's back, and you can tell they missed him in a big way last week. Definitely tell that. So, yeah, that's the Sunday night game. Now let's move over to Monday night football, where we have two games, one at 5 and one at 7:20. I might be wrong with the 5 o'clock one. Who knows? I don't care. But we got the Raiders taking on the Cleveland Browns. And me and Logan have the Browns. I just think the reason I had to pick this game is because it's Monday, and the reason I had to pick the Browns, I was going to pick the Raiders. I've been talking about it a couple times, giving shit to Logan a little bit. Like, it's over. Like, it's game over if they play tomorrow, which they were supposed to, because they literally have nobody. They're down to, like, second, third string guys, and it's going to be tough. But if they play Monday, and if they have Baker back, if they have, Jadeveon Clowney, and they have all these, Jarvis Landry, all these guys back, it's going to be tough not to win against the Las Vegas Raiders, who look ugly at this point.
Yeah, this is such a tough game to pick right now without knowing all the information. I hate to pick it, but I'm gonna have to say Cleveland just because they're at home. They need to win. Like, their playoffs have already started, and probably for the Raiders too. But I just think that they don't have as much hope as Cleveland has.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when's the last time I've heard of an interim head coach really going into the playoffs, winning the playoffs, or going to the Super Bowl? So.
Yeah, this is one that Cleveland needs to win. And hopefully they can pull it off, regardless of what's going on in their facility. It sucks, but it's the NFL, and you got to adjust.
And we are going to, the first time on the Pick'em, we are going to keep that one on the back burner for now until more information is released. So Monday for sure on the show, which we're gonna have to probably do an earlier show if they do fucking play at 5, or we can just release our pick then. But I think we're gonna for sure have our 100% for sure. This is our pick about that game Monday, 100%. Just to see. All the vaccination status or all the results, if there's any negative tests, to see if Cleveland is fully healthy and if there's any more tests, or positive tests for like Oakland and whatnot, or not Oakland, Las Vegas. So we're going to leave that one kind of on the back burner, but for now we all got Cleveland. It's subject to change.
Vegas got COVID going through there too?
Not really. Well, they probably have a couple, but not as bad as
It is.
Yeah, exactly. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's tough.
So we'll leave that one for later. But back to the last game for Monday night, the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Chicago Bears. Logan has the Bears. I can see why. Minnesota Vikings.
How's the Bears defense? Rush defense.
Well, they lost Khalil Mack, but Roquan Smith is a dog. I mean, we've seen them against Green Bay. And they really didn't give him too many fits. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. I feel like they're really hit or miss. They're more of a I'm going to put pressure on the quarterback type of team.
Yeah.
And Khalil
Mike
Mack.
Zimmer, he said that whoever runs better is going to win this game. But I think if he's smart, fucking feed Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Something.
Throw that.
It's probably going to be cold. It's in Chicago. At 8:15 p.m. Time subject to change.
I don't know. It's probably just in case, but that's weird.
Yeah, I'm going Minnesota on this one. I mean, if you look at the film last week with Dalvin Cook, the holes that line was making for him, right? Dude, I could have got first downs in that game. And I'm slow as shit. Like, I could have got first downs. I swear to God.
It's really weird, too. This is like the first time where it feels like, oh, shit, Minnesota's got a solid line. Like, for once.
Or was Pittsburgh just that bad at?
I mean, they could have. I mean, T.J. Watt was still playing.
Like, they were both bad at. I remember they were both like 31 and 32.
Against the run, yeah. So,
yeah, I think that they're going to feed Justin Jefferson, send it over the top. I think Mike Zimmer was pulling some legs there, saying whoever runs better, and I don't think he has any plan on running it like he did.
Yeah, they'll definitely run, but not as much. Because if you get Dalvin going, man, it's tough to stop.
But that's what the Bears are going to try to stop.
Exactly. They're going to know that that's going to be the case. Like, okay, watch out for Dalvin, watch out for Justin. Let's try to hopefully get a win, but they're not going to. Minnesota, hopefully, hey, we're dreaming of a championship. Maybe we dream of getting into the playoffs first. That'd be nice. Let's shift gears to the final picks of the night. Tuesday night matchup. We've got two of them. They're both going to be played at 7 p.m. Central Time. The first game being the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Both Logan and I have the Rams winning this game. John, what do you got?
I got the Rams as well. They beat the powerhouse last week, Cardinals. They're going to take that momentum into this week and be not nearly as good as the team as the Seattle Seahawks.
And the Seattle Seahawks, they're going to have a lot of fight because if they lose this week, it'll be their first losing season under Russell Westbrook, I believe. Westbrook. Russell Wilson, excuse me. We're saying a basketball show yet, anyways. It's a football show, so maybe things to come down the road. You never know. God, that'll be a lot. I am definitely going to be covering the USFL, though. That'll definitely be a thing for the spring, so that'll be interesting to do because I know shit about that, so, I mean, it'll be fun to do, so.
You'll probably be one of the only ones doing it, so anybody that's a USFL fan is going to tune in.
Yeah.
Should tune in.
There's 18, so should tune in, definitely, that's for sure. And then the final game that we get to pick, the Washington football team taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Logan has the Eagles winning. I have Washington winning because I just got to keep riding that Heineke fucking train I did last week. It didn't help. They lost to the Cowboys. I believe it was the Cowboys. Yeah, it was the Cowboys. But Washington needs to win. I hope they lose for the Vikings' sake because that kicks them out. But at the same time, I think if the Eagles win it, I think
they're probably right back into it.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good game, but I got Washington. I really don't know what to expect out of this game besides Washington's offense to play like they have been the last couple weeks, hard-nosed football. Going to go in there and going to make the Eagles really work for it, if you will. So.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Washington, too. I like Heineke. He's like my little Tyron Jr. And to me, reminds me of his Tyron.
Okay.
But yeah, I like Washington in this one. They, like you said, they need to win.
Yeah, they do. They definitely need to win. Them or San Fran need to fucking lose this week for the Vikings' sake, so we can try to make the playoffs. Every other year we're in the playoffs, we're out of the playoffs, we're in the playoffs. It's like, all right, can we just fucking...
You guys missed last year?
Yep. Pretty bad last
2 years.
I hope not. I really hope not. But what are you going to do? I mean, I don't expect them to go far in the playoffs. I just would love to see them in there. One more week of football to watch, or of them, I guess. But so those are our Week 15 game picks. Like I said, we are going to have the Cleveland Brown Las Vegas Raiders game is subject to change. That will come out Monday for sure. It'll be announced on Facebook, YouTube, or probably Facebook and Instagram, Twitter. YouTube maybe if I do the show earlier, which I'd assume I'm going to have to, or who knows, I might not even do the show on Monday, but I'll probably do it, to be honest. It'll just be a quick little 20-minute, probably 30-minute fucking show, so on Monday. But I think that is all we have for you guys today. Like, we dived into last night's games, fantasy football. We gave you our game picks, and we talked about the Patriots and Colts game that is taking place tomorrow night. So go enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll be back here, like I said, Monday, briefly before that Browns Raiders game that is supposedly going to take place. Definitely shouldn't be moved again, so that'll be interesting to see where that goes from there. But like I said, go enjoy the rest of your day, or